Why aren't there more elite female football coaches? As women's sport grows year on year, the number of female players is expanding really quickly. But what about the coaches? I think visibility is part of the issue. And there are fewer more visible coaches than Sarina Wiegman, England's football coach, who led the Lionesses to victory in the Euros in 2022 and also 2025. Her composure, character and success make her a powerful role model for men and women alike on how to navigate elite football coaching. But how does she do it? Through high standards, exceptional emotional intelligence, and also through cultural awareness. Let's get into it. Part 1, high standards. What's most striking about Sarina is how organized she is. She runs a tight ship. There's always a clear plan, and she's constantly communicating to her players. The assistant coach said she set the bar high. But what's also interesting is the fact that she doesn't micromanage. In fact, she says making mistakes is a crucial part of the learning process. So that ability to let go and just trust the players and trust the staff, that takes real emotional intelligence. Which brings us to part 2. Part 2, emotional intelligence. So Wiegman sets these high standards, but then lets others take ownership for reaching them. She says, "It was incredibly powerful to witness our players embracing vulnerability, taking responsibility for their own performances, and committing to self-improvement." So as you can see, she sets the target and then steps back and lets them find their own way to reach it. And that breeds mutual trust. She's strong yet soft. One of our players said, "There's something about Sarina that sets her apart. The main reason is that she can be tough when it comes to matters on the pitch, but at the same time, soft when it concerns the individual." So you see there's a balance of taking control, but also letting go. And that balance of being strong yet empathetic was probably hard to find. And a big part of finding that was learning to navigate something that she likely didn't expect straight away, which was cultural differences, which takes us to part 3. Part 3, cultural awareness. As a Dutch woman coaching in England, cultural differences was something that Sarina had to navigate constantly. Early on, she noticed that the British, unlike the Dutch, were a lot more sensitive to hierarchy. So staff and players weren't as honest with her as she needed them to be. So she worked hard to change that. She created space where people could speak their minds and be honest with her so that she can make changes. One of her players said, "She always listens carefully. She asks about career goals, personal traits, family background, all of these things." It says in the book that she doesn't require everyone to like her, but she does require mutual respect, and it goes both ways. That openness, genuinely hearing everyone's opinion, meant that she could make well-balanced decisions about the team and the coaching staff. And ultimately, success at the highest level comes down to good decisions executed well. So, why don't more women coach football? Maybe the question isn't about ability or ambition. Maybe it's about whether we've given enough women like Sarina Wiegman the chance to lead. Wiegman's book, What It Takes, shows us that high standards, emotional intelligence, and cultural awareness are a formidable combination in elite football. Hopefully, Sarina's example inspires more women to step into these roles. Now, my one critique about this book is that it doesn't tell us how on earth Sarina became a fan of Afrobeats artist Burna Boy. But maybe there's another book for that. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of a leader in English football, then you'll probably also like Dear England by ex-England player and manager Gareth Southgate.